Good evening, Dr. De La Peña, and good evening, classmates. I will be the last presenter for group number 1 under the topic Evaluation and Adaptation of Material. Initially, the topic that has been assigned to me is entitled Format Used to Analyze and Construct Teaching Materials. However, when I look for a particular reference on the internet, I cannot find any specific format to discuss with you for this particular topic, which led me to the decision to discuss another topic which I believe, based on my analysis, are somehow related to the topic initially given to me, which is entitled Factors to Consider in Writing. So, good evening once again. Allow me to discuss with you my report. Good evening. I am going to discuss with you this evening my report entitled Factors to Consider in Writing Instructional Material. The first factor is understanding. Understanding, it requires matching the materials to the learner's abilities and prior knowledge. If students do not understand the materials, frustration sets in, making learning more difficult. The teacher or the writer must know whether the materials are suited to the level of understanding or to the level of students, and whether they will understand those. Thus, the teacher, writer, must provide for background lessons and check-up activities and exercises to assess students' understanding. This is especially important for younger and slower students and when introducing new concept. Next is structuring, clarifying. Structuring, clarifying, it involves organizing the material so that it is clear to the students. If it is especially important when new subject matter is introduced and when it is being linked to the previous lesson. The third factor to consider is sequencing. It refers to the arrangement of materials to provide for continuous and cumulative learning, where complex concepts are taken only after prerequisite skills and concepts have been mastered. There are 4 basic ways for sequencing materials. The first one is simple to complex, parts to whole, whole to parts, chronological arrangement. The next factor is balancing. Balancing materials require establishing vertical and horizontal balance or relationships. Vertical relationships refers to a building of content and experiences in the lesson, unit and course level. 4th grade language concept build on 3rd grade concepts. The 2nd unit plan builds on the 1st. Horizontal relationships establish a multidisciplinary and unified view of different subjects. For example, the content of social studies course is related to English and science. Next factor is explaining. Explaining refers to the way headings, terms, illustrations, and summary exercises are integrated with the content. Thus, the example illustrate major concepts are the major ideas identified in the chapter, objectives, and overview. Do the heading outline a logical development of content? Do the materials show relationships among topics, events, facts to present an in-depth view of major concepts? The students should be able to discover important concepts and information and relate new knowledge on their own through the materials. Next, we have pacing. It refers to how much and how quickly the lesson in the textbooks are presented. The volume of length of the material or the volume or length of the materials should not be overwhelm students, but there must be enough to have an effect. As students get older, the amount of materials can increase, the presentation can be longer and more complex, and the breadth and depth can be expanded. Next factor, we have reviewing. Reviewing refers to the intent or extent to which the material allows students to link new ideas to old concepts in the form of a review. High-achieving and older students can tolerate more rapid pacing than low-achieving and younger students. Thus, less proficient learners would need more review of linking or linking than the more proficient ones. Next factor, elaborating. Elaborating ensures that students learn better through a variety of ways. The idea is to provide in the textbook opportunities for students to transform information to one form to another, and to apply new information to new knowledge by using various techniques such as comparing and contrasting, drawing inferences, paraphrasing, summarizing, and predicting. A series of elaboration strategies help students learn new materials. The author must provide students with a broad list of questions of comparing and contrasting, drawing analogies, and so on. Last factor, we have transfer of learning. Transfer of learning may be done in a number of ways. Transfer of learning may be concept related, inquiry related, learner or utilization related. The first two organizers seem to work best in intrinsically motivated students, and the second two best with students who needs to be intrinsically motivated. Since most students need some intrinsic motivation, learner-related and utilization-related material will be more effective with majority of students. So with that, I conclude for listening and have a pleasant good evening.